All right, now we're back after just a bit. I'm finally back. A little more Mystic Realm. And yeah, we've entered Sunken Plant, and I'm already messing up pretty badly because that thing should just not be placed there. But yeah, it's been a while. I got a bit busy, but we finally got things situated. Summer break is effectively here, so I have a lot more free time to do the things I want to do, you know? Just finally me doing my own thing, just not really being tied to anything for like the next few weeks. But in regards to the zone itself, I should probably mention this, yeah. I like the aesthetics of this, but oh my god, like when we get to the second act, you're gonna see that I'm gonna struggle really badly, and you'll see why. But for now, this is just Act 1. Just like nothing special. Not much going on. It's just like these Crawler Commander thingies. Or specifically the final demo variant of Crawler Commander, shooting out like electricity. You have to like be careful with that. Very easy to avoid. Nothing more, nothing less. We're coming up to a secret area here. If I just do a spin dash jump over there. You'll see that we have another one of these crystal rooms that are just completely empty. Also just drags me. There's like a current there for some reason. It just you can get stuck there easily for some reason. I don't get why. But I don't know why that sector is like that. Who knows? But yeah, that's already the end of the act. I'm not even kidding. This is like very short act. We're already done. Yeah, I didn't really have much to say on Act 1 because it's just really short. It's like kind of over before you know it. I don't really have much to say. Comparatively, Act 2, you can already probably see it. You can barely see a goddamn thing in this stage. So there's gonna be a lot of moments where I just get stuck because I just literally couldn't see where I was going, and I'm just hugging the wall just to find the exit. Oh yeah, there's a lot of those types of walls, and that just caused me to lose a life. Or not really lose a life, because apparently, like, there's a weird thing in Mystic Realm where sometimes if you load a save, you have infinite lives, and then other times you don't. And I don't understand why that happens. But that can happen sometimes when you, like, reload your save. It's weird. So, yeah, I decided to just take another route to avoid that pit entirely because that was just really stupid. These walls. I don't know why they decided to make the entire, like, all of the walls here, like, non-rebound dashable. It's, like, really weird. And, yeah, there's a tricky monitor with an attraction shield. If you know your shit, that completely goes away when you touch water, so they just place that there so you effectively lose your shield immediately. Which, I do think is kind of funny. And we're coming up to this monitor with, like, a smiley face on it. What happens when we break it? That. There's basically a new Batnik type that shoots lasers in a specific direction, and I believe there's the other one with the face. It's following you. I think it's following where the face is at, and it would just, like, aim for you there. I'm not sure. I probably need someone to tell me what those are, because yeah, those are new Batniks exclusive to CE. Yeah, there you have one of them right there. You can't destroy them; they'll just bounce you like it would a bumper. And yeah, I get hit by the spike on the slope, which is awesome. Classic SRB2 moment when that happens. I'm trying to figure out where I even need to go to get up, and then I found out. It was as simple as that. This area is so dark. And I'm like just even right now I'm like just struggling to see where the hell I'm even going. But there's a reason I'm going over here, and it's not this way. Rather, it's the room right next to it. Because we got ourselves another Mystic Shrine. There's one leading us to Nitrix Citadel. So yeah, we're almost coming up to the end of the special stages, or the Emerald stages, rather. And this is going to be the part where things are going to start feeling a bit unfinished. This is the part where I'm trying to look for the exit because I just can't find it. And I can't rebound dash off of anything. And at last I found it. It's so dark. You could barely see a goddamn thing here. It's weird why they made it like that. It just looks like one of those like pool rooms. Like if you know like your like backroom stuff. It looks like one of those rooms. Just doing some clean movement here. Watch out for the pit below when you hit the button, because the water's coming out. Now we're entering a room that's a lot more familiar if you've played the previous versions. It's laid out in an entirely different way, where you need to climb up from here. There's like that ominous chaotix like noise that the SPB uses in Ring Racers. And Guard, don't forget. Yeah, this room is just really empty. I don't know what the hell was going on there, but it just led to like a random corridor with just the spring and nothing else. Here I'm trying to monitor bounce, but then I realized they're all Eggman monitors, which is stupid. I don't know why you just decided to put a lot of Eggman monitors there. Might as well just not have done it. And here I'm just trying to get up, but it didn't work, so it's whatever. Decided to get the bubble shoot instead. I could have gone for that anti-gravity monitor. Like, even then I don't understand. Even then I have no idea why it's there. So yeah, it's odd. Odd location for some monitors indeed. So here I'm just trying to reconcile with Tails so we can get the hell out of this area. Yeah, we're coming up to the end here, but there's actually something I do wish to show off before we exit out of here, which, thankfully I can do that with my trusty partner, Tails. I nearly died here, which, would have been, abysmal. But thankfully I didn't, so... Alright, just line it up perfectly, otherwise we're just gonna fall to our doom. And if we just fly all the way over here, we end up in this little area with the Zero Ring Zone asset. And yeah, there's an emblem here. I don't know if that was a button or something, but it doesn't work, so you can't really do much in this area. The only way to really get out of it is to fly all the way back, which you can barely make, by the way, as I'm about to show off. So, big reason why this part took so long to come out was actually partially because of something in this zone where I was fighting the boss and it actually soft locked on me, which caused me to lose my Super Emerald and forced me to just restart the stage from the beginning. And for a while I was just not really feeling it, so I decided to hold it off for a bit, just do my thing, just focus on my life stuff. And then get back into it when I was feeling it a bit more, so that's also part of the reason why it took a bit longer than was probably necessary. But, anyways, yeah, we're in Nitric Citadel right now. With, yeah, there's asset you need to avoid. But that doesn't matter for me because I have a... never mind. I had a shield, but now I don't. And then I got sniped really badly by those snail batniks. So, this is the part where things are gonna start feeling a bit unfinished. In regard to the emerald stages, they're still... I think this one is still, like, mostly finished. Like, there's nothing really... Like, there's no unfinished, like, feelings... areas in this zone still. More so towards the end, I'd say. But, yeah, this one has, like, probably the most hazards that you need to avoid. And probably the most hazards that are, like, really difficult to avoid. This part, for some reason, reminds me of one of the CTF maps. Which is kind of funny. Like, it's, like, exactly the same, like, setup to go inside. I think that was the point. I think it's really funny. Yeah, this is gonna be, like... an easy win now, because I kind of went all over the place with the combo multiplier. So, like, as you can see, we're, like, literally about to hit the quota right there. I think the score quota for this was, like, made really low. Because it really felt like it just with the 8 multiplier alone, like, I covered, like, a lot of ground in regards to the score, like, requirement. That was cool. Over here, I got a bit confused on where to go. I believe you were supposed to go up. But, it kind of doesn't, like, really railroad you, like, that way. So, like, you're gonna have to... Like, that's the way to go, where the multiplier is at. But there's also a matter of, again, the walls not being able to be rebounded off of. So I got stuck and accidentally, yeah, backtracked, losing the shield as a result. Don't know what that button did, but, like, yeah, I basically just cornered around. Yeah, I basically just circled around the area for no real reason. That's whatever. I found out where to go after that. It's just a bit difficult to get up those platforms because, like, the platforms themselves are, like, a bit higher than usual, so, like, it felt like I needed to rebound off of them, which could cause me to, like, lose, I wouldn't say balance, but, like, I would just not be able to do what I wanted to do. I don't know what happened there, but I was really proud of it. I don't know what happened there, but I got really proud of that. Yeah, and just like that, we kind of just randomly hit the signpost, and there's things on the site there never been to. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I'll probably never find out. So yeah, now we're on to the boss fight of the stage, and yeah, it's very different from any other fight. Eggman doesn't even show up in this one. It's just, I believe it's the core of the tidal plant. I'm not sure. But there's, like, all these hands that you need to destroy. I believe it's, like, each of these hands are 2 hits each, so of course you've got the usual suspect of, like, just having an 8-hitter. But the difference here is that this is just the first phase of the fight. So right here, I destroyed the last hand, and now we're on to the second phase of the fight, which is relatively easy, all things considered. It just powers up, it shoots the energy balls directly at you, and just need to hit the core a few times, which honestly isn't that difficult. You get hit, sure, but ring system, so you can just keep willing on it without the need of like losing your rings. But in this case, yeah, it was really easy, and I got into a good groove to get it, and that's title plan. We even got the time attack achievement. Cool. Now we're on to probably the most iconic zone in Mystic Realm, Aerial Garden Zone, which, if you know your SRB2, which would be anyone watching this video, you should know that this stage is officially in the game. Rather, the previous version, not this one, obviously, is part of the vanilla, like, super levels or challenge stages or whatever you call them nowadays. And, yeah, this one is kind of retaining the Mystic Realm version, where instead of it being all of the acts combined into a single act, it basically just splits itself off into a few. That's where Act 1 initially ended, but yeah, we have just a bit more ground to cover because there's actually an alternate exit you can take, which I want to show off right here. Because it does involve a really funny Easter egg that I would like to show off. If Tills can actually make it, because he seems to be struggling getting on that platform. And he died. Meaning I have to wait just a bit more so I can get across. Yeah, the Tails AI doesn't know what it wants to do sometimes, and it's really annoying, but like, whatever. So here we are in this ominous little area, and as you can see, it's we're stuck in the endless staircase. As you can see, and we keep snapping back to the ground level. So basically what we want to do is we actually want to backtrack a bit. Just go all the way back to the area we came from. And if you remember something from Aerial Garden, there's a lot of buttons that you can press to unlock certain things in the level. And then in this instance, one of them was on the fountain here. So if I just press this one, we got a nice little chime also from Mario 64. So now we just make our way back to the endless staircase. The other area on the other side with the red spring, it also leads to some level design, but there is nothing going on there, so there's no need to go that way. And I actually don't know if they're intending on expanding the level still. From what they have right now, it would be cool if they did, because it's like, otherwise this stage lasts like 30 seconds. You got a nice little black Eggman painting right there. Now we're in some random part of the stage. You can go the other side, which I am showing right here. But it doesn't really amount to anything. There are no objects or anything like that. So if you get here, there's literally no point. There are monitors up there that you can take. But I'm going to get my trusty little attraction shield, which I'm going to lose immediately following the act clear, because that's a different recording. Yeah, right, we're on this massive structure. The signpost is right in front of us. Right there, as you can see, but I'd like to be sneaky and just go around the area real quick, just to see if anything interesting of note is going on. As you can see, there's a red spring over here, so if I take that, there's actually another button that doesn't work. So, you can try all you want. There's nothing there's nothing else going on in this area. Button that doesn't work, so you might as well just exit at this point. And there we go. They added a nice little sector there as well, in case you went inside. Here we are in Aerial Garden Act 2, now with my trusty Whirlwind Shield that I got from somewhere else. Because I did splice up some of the footage in Aerial Garden specifically, also that. I don't know why that slope is this massive, but because that just causes stuff like that to happen. But the reason why I spliced some of the footage here is actually in regards to a massive bug that would occur on the release version of 6.0, where if you were to beat the Emerald stage, it actually would not count towards your Super Emerald quota, and you would just not have it. It would just not be labeled as collected. So I tried doing footage on 6.0 like 5 times before realizing that it was a genuine error on that version. And I just decided to update, and then it worked. So this is why things are spliced. Half the footage here is on 6.0, and then the other half is on 6.1. And on that token, there's actually something that I would like to mention in regards to Midnight Freeze Act 2. The snowboard controls were improved tremendously, so like you can actually turn more reliably. It doesn't really feel like you're stuck on a tank or something. So I do have to give them that. This was something that was already apparently fixed by the time I was recording that, so yeah, whatever I said was already outdated by that time. The controls were already fixed up a bit. As you can see, this Aerial Garden 2 is very unfinished. I just took this path and we're already at the Mystic Shrine, and that automatically boots us to the signpost. This act also introduces hang gliders, which barely work, and you probably saw it earlier. I wanted to take the left route, which doesn't take you anywhere, it's just a dead end. But I keep missing, and this happens even off camera, I keep missing that hang glider because it was placed a bit too high. And as a result, I just kind of die each and every time I take that. So, yeah. I hope that gets a bit patched up. I mean, I say that, it definitely will. It's an unfinished level. But yeah, we're now on the final Emerald stage, Starlight Palace Zone. And this one is the most unfinished one of the bunch. You can probably notice there's a signpost over there at the start, right behind where you spawned. That basically leaves you to a quick... That basically gives you a quick access to the exit immediately, because you can actually already hit the quota in this area alone. But there's actually a lot more going on in this stage that I would like to show off, because they made a lot more, but it's just generally the fact that it's unfinished. Like, they just give you the option to exit out right away. So, this stage mostly deals with anti-gravity, not anti-gravity, just being upside down. But it also introduces 2 entirely different shield archetypes that I've never seen anywhere else in the mod so far. And we're gonna come across one of them in just a bit, but the other one, you need to take a very specific route for that, so you're probably not gonna find it on your first run. I'll go through them as we go. As I lose my Whirlwind Shield, we're getting introduced to like a clock or like a time shield. I have to like pause here because I needed to do something real quick. So I cut the footage up a bit. Yeah, I don't know what this is called. It's like a time shield or a clock shield. Basically what it does is if you press the spin button while you're airborne, it basically resets your position back to where you last stood on the ground. And this is one of the shields that actually also negates bottomless pits. So you can fall in the bottomless pits as many times as you can. It will always boot you back to your last standing position. Now this part is very, very messy because for some reason some of the some of the teleporter thingies like kind of don't work as well as they should. You can see right here I missed, so I was put back on in the position that I last stood on. But yeah, as I was gonna say, some of the teleporting stuff is a bit fucky in this zone, which causes Tails to kind of stop existing. I guess I could say. Like he just doesn't show up anymore because of that teleporter. Yeah, this one is just, you go upside down from this area. Make sure not to fall from here. And one thing I don't like about Starlight specifically is the fact that sometimes it's just a waiting game because I'm just in an empty room waiting for it to go back upside down again. And there's just no level design here because because the level design is right below here and I'm upside down. I can't really do much of anything. I just have to wait like 10 seconds before I can continue. But I believe I'm coming up to the end here. And like I said before, there was a nasty bug in the release version where if you reach the quota and you beat the stage, you were actually not awarded the Super Emerald at all. So I had to replay Aerial Garden like 4 or 5 times before realizing there was even an update to begin with. Which yeah, it's stupid on my part, but at least I got it. That was awful. I just barely missed that platform. I was doing so well too. And you know what they say, you strike once and you can never strike again like that. So instead, I just decided to bonk the wall here. Yeah, I'm now coming up to the end here. Just be careful on this part because it's just a massive pit. And we're right on the teleporter, and there's the exit. Just making sure that I actually collected it properly. And there we go, that's the last Super Emerald acquired, and you should probably know what that means. Getting all unlocks you the ability to transform into your hyper form. But first, we're in this little area just showing off. And we collected every Chaos Emerald, and we activated all the Super Emeralds right here. And there's nothing much. It's a cool little like environment. You can just run around in. But its existence is nothing more than just a cutscene. You can't even fall off the platform actually because it just bounces you back out. So all we have to do is hit the Master Roll right here. Don't know why it's here and not on Angel Island, but whatever. But you can see we collected a Black Emerald as well. So like, you know, your final demo stuff. So right here on the Aerial Garden boss, all you need to do is just collect. Just put your all you need to do here, place your Chaos Emeralds on the pedestals. I just missed one because I'm stupid. And get stuck in a wall. Well, that was trippy. Anyways, we finally entered the final zone of the game, which is Prismatic Angel. And yeah, they changed this first area of the stage and then nothing else. Everything else is just like the original. So yeah, it's just not difficult at all. Though I do mess up a few times because I got a bit cocky, as I usually tend to do in this stage specifically, because like there's a lot of cool ways you can just take really cool shortcuts and just skip half the stage. I'm trying my best not to use Tails as much in these areas, but I end up just saying, like, screw it, and just end up using Tails instead. Did he just fall through the floor, or am I stupid? Oh, he just fell, that's for sure. And here I realized I couldn't make it, so I died. Barely missed the wall. So I just decided to say screw it and just have Tails fly me up. Just getting that emblem while we're at it because I didn't even collect it. Yeah, growing up, obviously this stage was way harder to me than it is now. I say as I literally fall to my death because I missed a jump, but like, whatever. But nowadays, it's not all that difficult to me. I think it's partially because I'm just accustomed to the control of the game now. Even though the control of the game was changed dramatically over the course of like 15 years, so I don't know if that's saying much of anything. Because imagine playing this with like demo era control set. You can't really influence your movement while you're jumping or anything like that. There's only really one way to do it. And I think that would have been way more of a hellish thing. I tried to get up here and then I realized there was something in Act 2 instead. So we're just gonna like get through Act 1. And then we're gonna get into Act 2 and then we'll fly up. From here, I'm using yet another new recording session as I fly up the tower, building, or whatever. It looks like a castle from Mario 1, actually. To activate the final Mystic Shrine, which is Spatial Void, in which isn't really much of a special stage per se. It's just feels like a test area, actually, where it basically just gives you all the items that you can find. Like, you can just mess around, really. But yeah, this act's entire shtick is just dedicated to the shield abilities that SRB2 has. So, you're kind of just doing platforming challenges with the Whirlwind Shield, the Elemental Shield, and the Armageddon Shield. Well, Armageddon Shield, I'm going to put it lightly because it's only like the room you start out in, and then the room to get like like all the way up the area right before you exit, just to get the emblem if you keep on to it. But yeah, as you can see here, I kind of just messed up because there was an emblem like right down there that you can usually only get with a whirlwind jump. I completely forgot I actually already got it. So I kind of just wasted like 20 seconds of my time. There's a weird bug there when it kind of just played the old spin dash animation, where it's just, you know, you're rolling. Now, this entire section is actually submerged underwater, but I found a really funny exploit in this area alone that has to do with the rebound dash and golden monitors, which I'm just going to try showing it off here. I do, like, mess up a few times. So I realized that you actually get stuck to the monitor if you try to rebound dash it multiple times. But the elemental stomp is like way more powerful right here. So what I do is like I try to stomp it, basically effectively monitor bounce it, and then this happens. So yeah, that just skipped the entire section. Just like that. Yeah. Who knew that the elemental stomp would be so broken in this? Now, this is the part where I mess up a lot, because I actually completely forgot the Armageddon Shield had a new ability where you could basically shoot up in any direction like a bullet. And basically, the more you hold the button, the further out you go. So I was going this high all of a sudden, so I was thinking maybe I could get up to a higher platform and just, you know, just do less of the work. So you're going to see here, I'm going to take like about a minute to try to get up there. I nearly did it. There was like a spring there, a set of springs that I could easily take, and I just decided not to do it. So I'm trying to like use tails instead. You know, I kind of wanted to use tails like as like not as much as possible in this zone, because it's like, you know, I should know about this zone. I've been playing it a lot. You heard me talk about it. Even though I still die over and over and over again because of my own cockiness. But hey. Yeah, I keep thinking I can make it up there, even though there was literally a set of springs right to the left of me, like to the left of me, that I was about to make, and I just completely forgot about. So I'm just waiting for tails. I don't even know what's going on here. I kind of forgot the rest of this footage because it's like, the reason I'm re-recording this because I think I mentioned it. I mentioned it in the update video actually. I had recording for this. I was completely silent the entire way through because I did not know what the hell I was gonna say. So I was just like, no, this sucks. I'm just gonna re-record it.
And, yeah, it's been a while because, again, I went on vacation, I did a lot of other things, and I kind of just forgot about it. And I really want to get this out of the door. Not just for you guys, but also, I need space on my drive, and it's taking up enough as is. I think this portion of the video alone is like 3 gigs, maybe. And that's just the recording. That's not even like the final render. Like, who knows how big that's gonna be? If I'm even gonna have space for it. I did remove a gig out of my drive because I had like a duplicate file that I just never caught for some reason. I don't know how I never did that, but so yeah, this is the point where I'm just like, you know what? Screw everything. I'm just gonna fly over, and then I want to reposition myself properly because you can actually slightly readjust yourself to stand on the edge and spin dash, but even that didn't work. So I was just like out of ideas. I'm just like, you know what? Screw this entire section. I'm just gonna fly up the whole thing, if the Tails AI even wants to work, that is, because you know, sometimes it kind of just doesn't. Because it's been like, what, like 5 minutes already, and I've just been like dying over and over again, and not like it matters because look at my life counter. The game literally bugs out sometimes, so I just have 93 lives now. I think right here I was just trying to see if I already got the emblem. I sure did. Here's it anyways. It's like a nice spin dash jump into the spring, and yeah, that's the end already. Yeah, right here we have Spatial Void, which again, it's just really a test environment. It's just showcasing like all the monitors, all the new items that you can get in Emerald stages. And then here's Hypersonic. You're going to be seeing him a lot. In the next 2 zones. Well, not in the next zone, but the zone after. Because like, both of them are just boss levels at this point. Yeah, he can use it. It seems like with, I don't know if this is the case with Super, because I actually have not tried Super with this, but Hyper, if you have a shield equipped, Hyper actually enhances the shield ability that you have. So right now I have a fire shield, so I'm going like ridiculously, like I'm bouncing all over the place when I hit a wall. I kind of don't care about this theme though, because it's like, oh, it's SRB2, and then it turns into the Mr. Gum theme, and now it's for some reason the unused theme from Sonic 3, which I believe was meant to be for Supersonic, but like, I don't think we have actual confirmation of that being the case. Like, it sure sounds like one. Like, I don't know why it's here. That's like something I have with the music in general. It's just like a random reference for the sake of it, and I'm not really a fan. I don't think it really, like, with Sonic environments, you want to set the environment, like, with Sonic Zone specifically, you really want to set the environment, and if you're just going to reference other environments, it's like, what's the point? It makes it feel less unique as a result. I think people just don't understand that because they just want to have a random musical reference. And I think that's kind of stupid. So here we are in Mystic Realm Zone, and yeah, this looks completely different to the last time I went through Mystic Realm, like the original, because I don't think this boss even existed back then. But it's fairly simple. What's basically going on is Eggman has like these crystals that are like, I guess meant to represent the elements, like water, fire, thunder, I guess. Because right now he's throwing out bubbles, but like he has this force field at him, and basically every time he dislodges from that, that's when you can attack, and it's like actually kind of easy to attack him because it's like this boss fight is not hard at all, honestly. For a final boss, it's kind of lackluster. Like, I was kind of expecting more challenge, but like, I think I only got hit once, and then another time intentionally just a damage boost. Yeah, right here, phase 1 is already done. For example, you know, like I kind of just ducked around and just rebound dashed into him, and then first phase is over. Here he just drops from a giant asteroid, and he just literally lunges towards you. So you can, it's like the easiest hit on the planet. I say as I completely miss him. Well, you're gonna see, I'm just gonna keep hitting him consistently. Another thing about this boss is, like, because it's the final boss and you can't wail on it, like, you can't wail on it, it takes like 85 years. Tills took that hit for me. But it takes like 90 years because, like, iframes are like entirely there until like he does his next attack. You can't do 2 hits on him while he lunges out at you. And that's another thing with just bosses in general, where it's like, you know, you're kind of just designed to be like defeated as quickly as possible. You like, if you just make them a waiting game, that completely loses the point. And this is something a lot of Sonic games actually falter at. So, yeah. Here we go, in zone, which was the original Mystic Realm zone in the earlier versions. This is completely unchanged, by the way. So, like, it's kind of just the original stage, but you're, like, way faster and you can fly. And for some reason, something I don't understand about what they did in CE is that they actually gave you the Egg Reverie flight, like, for Mania, in an environment that kind of doesn't fit it at all. Like, it even gives you, like, the dash that costs, like, 5 rings, which is, like, why? I have a rebound dash. But with Fire Shield, no. I can just do that. Or I guess not Fire Shield. I guess it just uses the Fire Shield graphic. But it's like, why even have that as an option when, like, I'm literally already at the boss, and this is the funniest thing ever. And that's the final boss. GG's, guys. GG's. Like, what? Like, I can't even, like, do a climactic ending like this. I just have to destroy the boss within, like, 5 seconds. Someone needs to retool that, because I don't think being chucked at by automatic rings is fun. You know? It's like the most random thing ever. And I get why they did it at the time, because it's like, you only really had sock programming, and you couldn't really do much, but, like, it's kind of funny that Eggman is just using Rain Slinger weapon rings, because it's like, where else are you gonna fucking find him throw automatic rings at you, dude? But yeah, that's the end of Mystic Realm. After like 5 years, I'm finally done. Just having general thoughts. It's like, I don't know. I'm like, I have a strong bias towards the original, I should say, because like I grew up playing that a lot. I remember my first time going back into SRB2 after like the 4-year absence was like being dropped into a Mystic Realm that game. So like, yeah, I have a lot of sentimental value to the original. I think this one it's going the right places in some instances, but I do feel like a lot of the time they're just trying to cram things in there without really giving much thought as to how they would work within the environment and if it's even feasible within SRB2. They're kind of pushing the limits of the game, but I don't know. I don't think that's always a good thing, and oftentimes it kind of just falters as a result. It's like I can play the game just fine, you know. You see me play it, but like there's some instances where it's like, oh, we have entirely new level design, entirely new Emerald stages that are like completely different from what they were before, and it's like that fucks up with your muscle memory. And maybe that was partially the point, but like I feel like having a community edition of a long-standing level pack, I feel like there still needs to be a sense of familiarity within it, so people who have played the original can enjoy it to the fullest. And I feel like that's something this iteration of Mystic Realm kind of lacks. It feels like it wants to push out all of the old work in favor of like newer stuff, and like you can tell that's a more recent thing they wanted to do, because by the end of... Yeah, the thank you text is like completely cut off. That's kind of funny. By the end of the adventure, you can tell a lot of things are more unfinished and are a lot closer to the original Mystic Realm. And ironically, that's like my favorite part of the game, actually, when things just become more like the original, but like just updated and tweaked and tuned. But, you know, like I can just keep yapping, but... because like audio, I'm not a fan of the audio all that much. Like all of the original compositions, they don't really feel like a good fit for their environment, and for some reason reference other environments. And like I feel like you shouldn't be doing that for stage music at all. And yeah, I do hope that this gets continued, you know, because it's like it's entirely community driven. That's the one thing I can say about this. It's like entirely driven by the community, by the scene, and anyone can just go in there and they can do something for it, and it will be in the game probably within reason. And I think that's nice. I think it's nice that there's a proper community driven effort to fix up one of the oldest mods in SRB2. And I think kind of just the way that it's being handled is just not really doing it for me. That's just me, you know. Like everyone has their own opinions on things, and that's fine. But to me personally, I feel like it's just lacking certain things that made Mystic Realm so special to me. And it's partially just the fact that CE is just trying entirely different things. When I think Mystic Realm, to me personally, it's just an extension of vanilla. So, and that includes just having very minor different stage alterations, but like not do drastic things like adding a snowboard or having like zip lines and grind rails all over the place, because I think you're just completely losing sight of what the original was trying to go for at a time where SRB2 modding was a bit more in its infancy. Like it was a bit more immature, still needed like to walk, basically. But I think I've said enough for this, and I hope you enjoyed this video series. I don't know if I'm gonna make another one soon. I'm really stuffy right now. I don't know why, but every time I want to like record audio, my nose is like completely stuffy, and I don't know why. But yeah, that's basically it for me. Next upload is gonna be whatever the hell it's gonna be next. I don't know. We'll see that. Cheers.